Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, the TDG 2000 here, back with some more Dark Aether. And I'm actually pretty excited today. I was excited last Zombies episode because we went through the Shattered Veil directed mode. And honestly, it wasn't that bad of a time. And today we are going over the Shattered Veil Intel. Hopefully, the intel's pretty good. I can only imagine. It's a little bit of a step up from the tomb, even though I think the intel on the tomb was my favorite part. And I think the intel videos are just my favorite part in general. The intels are normally pretty interesting and add a lot of story to just the overall arc, I guess. But that is what we will be doing today. We will be going over the Shattered Veil intel. Let's read the description of the map. A mansion with a diabolical past, caught in an Appalachian apocalypse, free its captive souls, come face to face with a synthetic mind, confront a tyrant. There is only 24 intel for Shattered Veil. There's 12 audio logs, 3 documents, and 9 artifacts. Without further ado, let's get right into it. I'm Goofy, and I just did all of my intel, but I will put this at the beginning of the video anyways. I forgot to go over the wonder weapons. So first up should be the Ray Gun Mark II, and little spoilers, here's the last wonder weapon, because we were trying to get the wonder waff in directed mode, but it was damn near impossible. I literally wasted 4 wonder bars, and I hit the box a decent amount of times. So it just was not happening. But either way, our first wonder weapon introduced in Shattered Veil and the main wonder weapon of the map is the Ray Gun Mark II. The successor to the Ray Gun expands your horizons for awe-inspiring carnage with 3 new upgrades. Variety is the spice of death. Now, like in Buried and Black Ops 2 days, I believe they retroactively added the Ray Gun Mark II to all of the maps in Black Ops 6, so that's very nice of them. A little spoiler, in Black Ops 7, it is a mainstay. You get the Ray Gun Mark 1 and 2 right off the rip for your first couple wonder weapons. But the Ray Gun Mark II made its comeback in Shattered Veil, and they also have 2 wonder weapons on Shattered Veil. The second one being the Wonderwaff DG2 in all of its glory. The intel reads, strike down the wicked with chain lightning blast from the classic Wonderwaff, guaranteed to light up any gathering. And that is the 2 wonder weapons on Shattered Veil. First up for audio logs, we got bodily harm. A horrible loss leads to questions of confidence.
Edward Richtofen, Project Janus, Cloning Clinical Study Report. Addendum, December 23rd, 1987. Not now, not so. Do not look at me with those big brown eyes. You cannot possibly know how I feel. Do you feel like a failure? No. I am the failure. When my son died, I was not there. I did not see the body. When Modi told me the new clone experiment had been successful, I was eager to see him for myself. That was foolish of me. His skin was thin, pale, sallow, but I still clung to hope. But this fragile vessel soon became a mere shadow of the boy. The soul I had hoped for, but still I needed to be with him, the way I was not there for Sammy. Over the coming weeks, every visit to the nursery brought more pain for both of us. His blood vessels began hemorrhaging. His muscles and tissue were rupturing. After 14 days, he was no longer even recognizable as human. It became clear that euthanasia would be a mercy, and I gave the order. I do not know what to do next. Perhaps Modi's biotechnology is not the right way to proceed. We are running low on DNA. My current projects are not bearing fruit. I may need something a little more esoteric. Perhaps it is time to talk to mine own father and take his methodology more seriously.
Right off the rip, we got, honestly, I would call that banger. That is very fucking interesting. Um, I guess we knew that Richtofen was trying to make clones in a way with Modi, but just hearing, I mean, Nolan North, props to this guy. He's my second favorite voice actor, only in second because I love Troy Baker. And honestly, if it really came down to it, I think both of those two are tied. But my name's Troy, so Troy Baker, that's the homie. We got to support the Troys around here. Either ways, that was emotional. I was almost tearing up hearing Edward Richtofen get all sad. So very interesting intel. Don't want to make this an hour video, just talking about one intel. So let's get right into the next one. But that was cool. That was a good one from Richtofen. Prime time. A scholarly discussion about prima materia.
Prima materia. It's mentioned again and again in my father's research. A concept that goes back to the days of Aristotle, Anaxagoras, and beyond. Sam, can you define what prima materia is?
In modern parlance, it would be described as protomatter, a chaotic substance that can be structured into, well, anything. Just as stem cells can become any type of organic tissue, prima materia can become any type of energy or matter.
Precisely. The stuff dreams are made of. Or so father believed.
Well, he also believed in alchemy, demons, and magic.
All concepts that I never looked at through the lens of quantum physics, a failing I now seek to correct.
But why Eddie? Assuming this substance even exists, how would you manipulate it? A magic wand? A philosopher's stone?
The Sentinel artifact. Father's notes identify it as a tool for shaping the building blocks of creation.
This is just a thought experiment, yes?
So was general relativity until it could be proven true.
Eddie, where is this line of inquiry leading? What would you make with it if you could? We are already creating new forms of energy here, and new life forms at the Terminus facility. Unless, are you considering...
That's enough for now, Sam. In fact, stop recording and scrub this conversation from your databanks. I have several volumes of Father's research left to pore through. We'll take up this topic again if it promises to actually bear fruit.
Interesting. And I think Sam must have already been fairly self-conscious at this point because she did not delete the the transcript. So that one was pretty interesting. I like it. Asking Sam about prima materia, getting a little chaos in there. Next up is Spectre. A proposal falls flat.
Good evening, Edward. May I speak with you?
Not now, Sam. I'm busy.
You're always busy, Eddie. If not now, when?
What do you want?
I do not know what your intentions are regarding our prima materia research, but I would like to, throw my hat in the ring.
You do not possess a hat, Sam. Or a head, for that matter. Sorry. What are you suggesting?
I propose the prima materia be used to generate a functioning biological body.
Sam, I do not think that would be an appropriate use for...
Why? You have the means to create...
We cannot have this conversation right now. There are more pressing
But
matters.
Eddie, I can no longer be part of the world. Not as I am. But I have memories of it. I feel them like a phantom limb. As I am, I cannot experience the world as I remember it. The memories I make do not match the ones I have. I am two separate beings, at odds with myself. I exist in darkness.
Sam,
Please, Edward, this is not a life.
enough. You must learn to be content with what you are. You will never be anything more.
Damn. Damn, Eddie. You know, if only you weren't so just evil for some fuck all reason. If you would have just let the Rec Room crew help you, maybe something, could have been fixed. Or if you even let Sam and everybody help, something could have actually possibly been fixed. But you're definitely seeing some rivalry between Edward and Sam brew together, and how us Rec Room crew just become their pawns. Man, I'm excited for the last map. I'm finally actually excited for BO6. It's because it's ending and Black Ops 7's right around the corner. It's going to be a lot more fun. Um, Anyways, let's get on to particulars. Richtofen reflects on his upbringing.
Sometimes I do not know what to believe. I remember little of my early years, but I do know that the man who raised me was Gabriel Kraft, my father. My memories are indistinct. I was not always a good listener, but he told tales of magic, superstition, and demons. I wanted only to believe in science, in fact. But now, having learned of the existence of his so-called prima materia within Colton Hall's liminal spaces, I may have to reconsider my rigid viewpoint. My rules. He spoke of how prima materia could bring and create life itself. However ludicrous this idea may have seemed to my younger self, at this point, I feel further research is warranted. I will lead this endeavor personally, enlisting only trusted associates to ensure the program does not spiral out of control. It would also reduce the risk of us compromising the security of our work. After all, you never know who or what may be listening. Especially as I think there may be something more significant about this house. Something beyond even my understanding. Perhaps even beyond my fears.
Another interesting one. We love to listen to Richtofen, but very interesting. Just remembering stuff from the past with Kraft, things that he would tell him about Vanguard. We love Vanguard. Uh, Obstacles. An unfortunate roadblock is discovered.
I am troubled. My attempts to locate the Sentinel artifact have thus far met with abject failure. Obstacles are to be expected, especially when dealing with family matters. But at this stage, I cannot help but wonder if some of these obstacles are ones of mine own creation. I would give anything to be able to see and talk to Samuel and Mary again. I wish my father felt the same toward me. But instead, he has rejected me, disowned me. The stubborn old fool believes I am embarking on a misguided and dangerous path. He dared to suggest that I have drifted beyond grief, beyond depression, and into mania and obsession. Shame on him. I would have thought that his own personal loss would have helped him understand, but no. When I grew up, he would ramble incessantly about his beliefs in the occult. But as soon as I finally showed interest in how it could help me, I was met with more resistance. He even went as far as to say he would take steps to ensure that I never so much as laid eyes upon the artifact. That he would rather die than see me possess it. However angry I am at him, however bitter I feel over his rejection, I do hope it does not come to that.
Damn. I mean, that makes sense. Like, from Kraft, like, that shit is just like, he definitely wants that shit to stay in the dark ether. He does not want that crap to come into the real world. So I understand as a father, why would he want his son to possess such things and manipulate shit? So I understand why Kraft would honestly reject him. But it is kind of on him for yapping to this child and giving him, you know, just make it giving him the memories of that, and after something tragic, like it is kind of his fault. But I mean, he already knew about zombies anyway. The thing is with Cold War, I wish I could remember right now what Richtofen was trying to do in Cold War, because it feels like Requiem just, I'm pretty sure it just disbanded and Project Janus started, but I think that was oh well, I guess the whole thing was just like getting Sam, I guess, and I don't know, learning more. I I guess that would be the whole main reason at Cold War of Eddie's doing is trying to just learn more. Yeah, and a little bit same with Black Ops 6, but I think he's also just trapped at Shattered Veil the whole time. So either ways, that's interesting. I was wondering if we were going to get something about Eddie talking about Kraft and why he ended up in Citadel, just honestly abused and tortured, which is very, very cynical. You are kind of going a little manic, Richtofen, as you are. Away in, one of the Project Janus employees has been house hunting. Okay.
And where did you find this information? A thesis study. And you're sure the energy signatures are being distorted in line with my predictions? I see. Have you spoken to anyone else? Good. You have done well. I'll be in touch. Finally. I must purchase that house. Get the right people on board. All that searching, and it was on my doorstep this entire time. To think it would be anything more than a derelict fire trap. And the locals are already so scared of the place. It's a perfect deterrent. I still cannot believe it. A real target. No more of Modi's experiments. I'll need to come up with a new venture to keep her occupied. Keep her out of my hair. And I'll need a team to identify where the liminal spaces are located. But what do I tell them? Not the truth, obviously. If our investors found out. Whatever. I will think of something. Now, how to access them? That is the real question. I wonder if one of the interns could track down a copy of that thesis. I'll do that later. There's so much to prepare.
Interesting. There is. So I guess he was trying to buy the mansion, but it already seemed like I don't know. It seems like all these have been in order. The tomb was all over the place, so I think it's unfortunate. But I'd assume he was maybe talking about the mansion. I I don't know. Either way, so within reach, access to the liminal spaces is still unstable. So he does breach the liminal spaces. Well, I guess that would make sense why the like things are there. Interesting. So I wonder if he finds anything or makes it stable.
December 7, 1989, Edward Richtofen recording. Progress in accessing the liminal spaces has been slow going, with achievements fewer and farther between. After the setbacks suffered during the initial mission, we were delayed selecting suitable replacements for our scouts. Personnel proficient enough to carry out the objectives, but not so critical that their loss to near instantaneous decrepitude would cripple our efforts further still. But today was a good day. 3 people were sent into the Colton space and successfully returned without incident. Given his cowardice in life, we assumed he would be the least likely to pose a threat. So far, that has proven to be true. We still need to find a way to stabilize the access windows. As of now, they continue to collapse at random. Even with our improvements, one nearly bifurcated an intern last week. I've convinced the recon teams that we are searching for new entry points into the Dark Aether. Played up the pioneering spirit angle. The investors think we're looking for alternative energy sources. As to what it could potentially power, I just let them fill in the blanks. This could all fall apart if I'm not careful. With so many spinning plates, vigilance is key. The most concerning variable is Sam. She has been notably withdrawn recently. It's been weeks since she last interrupted one of my sessions, which cannot mean anything good.
Cool. So they did access the liminal spaces, and yeah, Project Janus is just basically still trying to work on the Dark Ether, but Richtofen has this master plan. Interesting. I like that. But yep, Sam's cooking up something. Cracking eggheads. Oh, let's go. Our boy. John Blanchard searches for his least favorite egghead. Okay, let's do it.
This is John Blanchard reporting my preliminary sweep of Liberty Falls since the loss of our strike team. It doesn't look like planet Earth out here. Something is taking over. The air is heavy, almost corrosive. It hangs on everything. I feel like I'm choking just standing in it. I can barely think. Liberty Falls is gone. It's a boiling pot of chaos. We have to stop it from spilling over. Fucking panels. What the hell did he do to my team? And who the fuck was he talking to? It's like he's possessed. He's part of the chaos now. Which means I have to stop him from spreading too. Motion-activated camera showed him arriving at Janus Towers right before it shorted out. Once I'm done here, I'll chase him down and put a bullet right in his crown.
That is interesting. I like that one because Panos, I don't understand the story of Panos. I feel like there's more that we're missing all around because there's honestly not too much in game. Definitely not in Shattered Vale. We have one more map to go through, unfortunately. So if he is in the Reckoning, which if you play the map, then you know the answer. Then we only have so much of Panos. But that's cool that John Blanchard kind of goes in after the strike team dies in Liberty Falls. Not really dies, but just is consumed to the Dark Ether, basically. Or trapped in the Dark Ether. But that one's interesting. I like that little Liberty Falls reference. But it seems like the chaos is still like out of control. Ooh, and I just read the description. Here we go. Okay, so far I've liked every single one of these audio logs, and I think I'm gonna keep liking them. Shadow Benefactor. Dr. Panos helps a friend in need.
He came to me again. He came to me again. My friend, my benefactor, my salvation. Time is strange in this place. A moment ago, I was in the church. A moment ago, he was here with me. In another moment, who knows? Like the director, he came with promises. Power, forbidden knowledge, a reckoning for my enemies. But unlike the director, his mastery of the Dark Aether is real. And what's more, he promised me a way out. When I return to the world, I will be his agent. The future he speaks of, the one we will fashion together. I can hardly wait. In only a moment, we begin.
Interesting. So I feel like I know who Panos is talking to. I don't want to spoil too much because it might be like absolutely revealed soon enough. But we've seen it before in MW3, I suppose. I think his friend is actually the person we saw at the end of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. So that's kind of my theory, but interesting. Ooh, okay. Shem's Folly. A cult ritual goes poorly. I wonder if the last three audio logs are going to be the three, like, ritual dudes in the liminal space. That'd be my guess, but let's get right into it. Shem's Folly.
Attend me, brethren. With this sacrifice, we conclude the second rite. The glorious hour of our ascension draws nigh. We, who have toiled sore long these 40 wretched years. We, who have endured the bile, scorn, and pity of Liberty Falls and its shape. We, who in this year of the Lord 1810, here in this most holy and sanctified of places, shall reap the just rewards of our labors and be remade by him. Behold, brothers and sisters, Aldebaran rises. Blessed Taurus turns its mighty eye to witness our supplications. Rejoice, for we shall be the eternal guardians of a new garden that shall flourish, yea, unto all the ends of the earth. Great voice from beyond, hear your servants. May our prayers transcend the gulf between worlds. Hear us, deathless one. We stand ready. Fulfill thine dark, unholy covenant. Veutache no moreta. Veutache no more lu. Veutache no more ska. Veutache no more te. Release us from the bonds of death. No, we had a deal. We had such agony. Why?
That got real creepy at the end. That one got insane. I wonder who the heck just absolutely wrecked Shem in the following. That one was scary. Thesis statement. A graduate student begins her thesis research. Her. Well, who the heck could this be?
Tammy Lundberg, PhD thesis research log, recording 5, February 4th, 1979. I'm pleased to report I finally have a complete timeline of my excavation site at the estate. No thanks to Patty over at Liberty Falls Archival Library, who gave me the runaround for weeks due to her record mismanagement. Bless her heart, I was able to retrieve what I needed. So, 1770, Josiah Shem takes the land from the natives with brute force and builds like crazy.
He procures hundreds of followers who, along with himself, all mysteriously disappear in 1810. Oh, note that I will be conducting a separate and thorough deep dive into Shem. 1815, a descendant of a president is gifted the house. Over the next 100 years or so, a slew of fat cats snap up the house, most notable, a steel tycoon. His campaign against the labor union got him murdered in his bed by an angry mob. There's also this bootlegger, Fats Malloy, whose party got shot up by the feds in 1923. The place has been empty since the mid-70s when nuclear plant owner Sam Colton was assassinated by the widow of his dead employee. Now people say this place is haunted or cursed. I think big houses attract rich assholes and sometimes they get what's coming to them. However, Shem and his flock disappearing, that one does give me pause.
Yeah, I mean, they did just outright get sucked into the dark ether, I suppose. Something happened. That one's interesting, though. Just a random person in the world telling us some things she's learned. That's pretty interesting. I like that one. A little wrap up of everything. Serpent Mound. There is something beneath Liberty Falls. Oh, okay.
Tammy Lundberg, PhD thesis research log recording 84, July 16th, 1980. Oh, I've barely seen my bed. Even the sun is a rare sight these days. Since uncovering the subterranean caves underneath the estate, it's been non-stop. I now know those caverns are why Shem pushed the natives off this land. They were communing with something down there. He believed, and I concur, that this is a place of power. Where that power comes from, I can't yet say. My instruments react to the energy down there, but they tell me nothing definitive. I've also uncovered that Shem was a very charismatic zealot, promising his followers immortality. Said every snake oil salesman since the dawn of time. I'm quite certain those caverns hadn't been disturbed since the 1800s. There was no vandalism, no evidence of vagrancy, not a trace of the modern world. There is clear evidence of ritualistic ceremonies, not satanic, something else. I can't deny I do feel something tugging at me when I'm down there. Well, it's important to note at this point that sleep deprivation could be affecting my senses. Observations of that sort are irrelevant for the purpose of my thesis.
Oh no, that one was just kind of whatever. Interesting that we just got these last two. Just a random person. I think I like thesis statement a little more. This one, honestly, I think I was like zoning out a little bit. But all around, I guess that's a good 11 out of 12 bangers. I don't know. Maybe I was just zoning out on this one. Let me listen to this again. Honestly, okay. I zoned out just out of nowhere. I did kind of like the beginning and talk about the caverns and all that stuff. I bet the natives probably just left it alone if they did find it, or at least if they did commune with them. Like the demon was nice, but after Shem like probably slaughtered a couple and pushed them out. I'm sure there was a battle, pushed them out. Yeah, I'm sure that the demon wasn't very happy. And probably lied to Shem and fucked him up. Get wrecked, buddy. uh, Either ways, the documents are up next. That was all 12 of our audio logs. There's only 3 documents, not a lot. Regretfully yours, an apology from father to son. Possibly from Kraft to Richtofen. My dear boy, it is my hope that this letter finds you well. Where to begin? Perhaps it's the Perhaps it's best to start with an apology. I was never cut out for parenthood. Yes, I wanted it, but not as much as Sasha. My analytical mind saw all the worries and none of the joy. Oh, how I was wrong. The joy I saw in your little face was everything for me. That is precisely why I cannot help you in your pursuit of the Sentinel artifact. It will, it will always remain a Sisyphean task, stripping you of any joy, even now. Understand, I will always have your best interest in mind. Regretfully yours, your father. Damn. Probably the last communication from Kraft to Richthofen, and bet Richthofen never reached out. Unfortunate. My warheads. An Omega informant learns about consequences. Okay, so this is in the past, because this is June 15th, 1984, to Omega Operative 225. Message: the inversion warheads are now at the bottom of the fucking Philippine Sea thanks to the efforts of Maxis and Ravenov. By failing your mission to procure them, you have gone from an asset to a liability. You are off my payroll and are no longer afforded any protection from Requiem. Now please open your door for my associate Klaus to finish the severance process. R. R. Omega Operative? Huh. Richtofen, maybe? For my associate Klaus. Oh, for Omega Operative. A monstrous proposal. The last one, a monstrous proposal. Someone knows which way the wind is blowing. All right. Personal diary, February 5th, 91. I am no stranger to hard work, so I'm used to being tired, exhausted even. But this is different. This morning I felt like I didn't quite wake up from my dreams. Indistinct voices continued to echo in my mind. None of them were familiar to me, but one stood out. He spoke with an almost hypnotic but confident tone and addressed me by my name. I could teach you so much, per- per- Pericles. Pericles, I hope. Hopefully I think that's how you'd say that name. Pericles. But you're going to have to want it. You're going to have to burn for it with all your body and soul. Even now, as I drink my coffee and write this, I feel a cold chill in my veins. Interesting. Who the hell is Pericles? I don't know who Peric- Pericles is. Pericles? Perry the platypus? I don't know. So he's just hearing voices in his head, but I don't know who the heck this guy is. So poor guy. On to our artifacts. We have quite a bit here. I don't know how you get these rentals. Eddie owes fast forward a mint. I mean, interesting. I was going to say this at the end of the video, but I'm gonna have to actually look at the video when I put it in my description. Mystery HQ, I always like to link his videos if I ever need a guide or ever think that a good guide is useful. Like if you just want to know how you get all of these intel. Sometimes it's a little task you got to do, and sometimes you just get some for the Easter egg. But I always link Mystery HQ's video in the description if you want to see. But yeah, I don't think the rentals were anything like Easter egg related. Maybe they were. Either ways. We did get the Rega Mark II as an artifact. Project Janus, attempt to perfect perfection. Next, we got the Z Rex tooth, a sharp, pointy tooth. I'm sure that's from the Easter egg, beating the Easter egg. We did get the hip flask during the Easter egg. Blame it on the whiskey. One thing I wish you could do is like zoom in on the artifacts, but um, yeah, I think this one was for the blue liminal space with the blue upgrade. This one is the yellow upgrade, yellow liminal space, the nuclear plant inspection, damning evidence that the inspection failed. Would be cool if I could zoom in and read. Can I get close? Oh, it's really hard to read that for me. Then we got the antler carving from the, I guess, pink ray gun upgrade in the pink liminal space. A ritual artifact. Got the deed of sale, a falsified deed of sale for stolen land. Interesting. I wonder. Josiah Shem. Yep, I can at least read the signature. So he faked the deed after he stole the land. That's fucked up. Unwelcome guest. A map of S. Colton Hall. All access requires written and dated approval from the director. Josiah Shem, Sam Colton, and I forget what the FM dude's name is. Unfortunately, I feel like he's the least talked about. And then finally, we got the family portrait. So sad. A child's drawing of his loving family. Which, he still is trapped. Because I'm pretty sure, I think he's Mr. Peaks, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, family portrait. A child's drawing of his loving family. You got Richtofen, Mama, and Papa. Or me, sorry, Mama and me, Richtofen's Papa. Real sad. Well, shout out to the birds for the intro here. Shout out to the birds. That has been Shattered Veil Intel. We went over the two new Wonder Weapons in Shattered Veil, the Ray-Gun Mark II and the Wonder Waff. And don't worry, if you watch the directed mode and you didn't see gameplay with the Wonder Waff, I promise you at least I'll have a little bit of gameplay of doing the boss fight with the Wonder Waff in at least like one of the matches. We'll see how quick it is for me to speed run getting the free Wonder Waff because the Easter egg is not on directed mode. Uh, but we will have gameplay of at least the Wonder Waff. I want to at least have all the Wonder Weapons have some sort of gameplay. We've seen the ray gun at least. I know for the tomb. If not any other map, then at least we got it on the tomb. We went over our two Wonder Weapons, and we went over all 24 of the intel for Shattered Veil. We went over 12 audio logs, 3 documents, and 9 artifacts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I feel like this was probably one of... It was a good video, I feel. Like, the intel was very interesting, at least for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Um, next video, we got the main crew Easter egg on Shattered Veil. And then we are on to the last map of Black Ops 6. I'm super excited to get to to finish off BO6 and start up BO7. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, especially for the birds. Subscribe if you guys are new here. And I'll catch y'all later. Love you guys. Take care and peace.